Are live now? Okay. Yeah, I like you too, Darnell. I mean, it was called, that was a John Candy comedy. Hey, my Legion, how y'all doing today? How's that? Why am I not centering that? Let me see. That's weird. Oh, there's something wrong. There we go. It's just weird, though. I don't know why I did that. Yeah, I like you too, Darnell. Darnell's a great, wonderful person. Before I start this live stream, I make sure to get your recording devices ready and stuff. All you fucks that want to record me sleeping or saying something stupid on here. I mean, I've had it happen, not perfect, but, you know, uh, and anyone who replayed it or made jokes about it, go fuck yourselves and behave for playing out a little short clip they put in a sound loop. Uh, go fuck yourself. I was always nice to you. Next time you have a pneumonia, I won't give a shit. I was always nice to you. I mean, you guys are all assholes. You and Carla, fuck you all. And Dana was being a huge bitch last night. Fuck you people. Not my viewing public, but I mean just the haters out there. And Lagertha, whatever her name is. Fuck you. Record that thing. I mean, just all assholes. I covered some of that stuff with Azray. We had a good live stream. I don't know if Darnell's still alive or still awake or not. If she's sleeping, that's fine. I wanted to make sure. I was listening to a Chit Show and Dana had. That was, boy. I'm glad. I mean, I'm sure Randy and Wonder will do a video about it. I hope so. Because I'll be up there. They'll let me up here. I'll be up there talking about it. I'm tired of the shit. Bullshit. You know? Anyways, that's it. Not direct to, I think, go fuck yourself. Not direct to the people, the viewing public that want to see me do this review. You know? Now, John Candy was a larger than life presence. I don't mean like weight wise or heavy wise, because I'm heavy too. I consider myself to be like a good presence on YouTube. Despite what all the morons think that like to make up lies about me. Um, yeah, there's a. Well, I want to talk about when he passed away. They talked about his last movie was Wagons East, and I knew about the movie. I didn't know about the movie. I knew about. I think it got delayed for a little while. What I knew about when John Candy was like at 5 o'clock, they would have Inside Edition on CBS, the station. I remember watching on the one tiny color TV, and it was like color TV. I think my dad bought it for my niece and nephew. It was color TV, and it had like a VCR at the bottom. It was built-in VCR plus TV, and it was back when Bill O'Reilly was doing Inside Edition. He goes, "Fine, we don't lie, we don't lie," And then I know Lou did on his video when he was talking. He was doxing Dana. He did a video. He goes, "I'm Bill O'Reilly." I thought that was funny when he did that. But he's right about Dana being a fraud. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it anymore. She wants to say shit about me, and I'll say shit about her. She's harassing me as far as I'm concerned. She's badmouthing me on our live streams. Regardless, that's all in the past. I mean, not in the past, but I mean, that's not what this video is about. It's reviewing the John Candy thing. I just want to get some of that shit out of the way. Um, well, Bill Riley was on there, and he said, I remember I started watching, kind of like you watched Inside Edition, and I remember he said, John Candy is dead. Like that real, I was like, oh my God. And it was like, hit me like a ton of bricks. So I was a big John Candy fan. I saw the talent in him, how funny he truly was. And I know that I talked to some other people. Said, yeah, when the one girl said when his mom heard that, she cried. I didn't cry, but I felt really bad inside. It was like John K was such a talent, so funny. Yeah, I found his last movie was Wagons East. I don't think they started promoting the movie yet. I watched the movie. It was okay. I might go ahead and watch it another time, maybe. I'm not gonna pay for it because on Amazon they want you to pay like $3.99 to buy a rent. No, if I watch for free, I'll watch for free. And then, like, the movie came out on Fox called Hosford's Day, and it was the last movie. That was the only movie that John Kane directed. And they mentioned it in the documentary, you know. There's some movies he did that they did not mention that surprised me. But they did mention Hosford Day because he directed it. The one guy, Don Lake, you might not remember the name, but you've seen him in movies. I've never seen it, and I did. It was okay. I didn't really care for it. I wasn't a fan of that. But that was like the only movie he directed. I mean, he gave a shot. It was a TV movie for Fox. And that's back when Fox used to spend money. You'd have like sometimes movie they spent money for. There was one I saw in Fort Bragg called Working Trash. I missed the movie. I forgot it was on, and my friend recorded it. I made a copy of it. It was Working Trash released two guys that are trash men. George Wallace, two comedians, George Wallace and George Carlin, won won a lottery, and they became like real rich and famous and stuff. So that was an interesting movie. I thought it was okay. It was a little too cutesy, but it was all right for what it was. Because you don't see too many comedians in movies and stuff but well, take that back. I mean, George Carlin was in some movies whenever he got his confidence back, you know, because I remember in Saturday Night Live, he just wanted to do skits because he didn't think he'd be good enough to do comedy stuff with the other members of the cast, improv stuff. Hey, hey, students, how you doing? Anyways, this movie came out. Like I've never seen commercial things for it like a couple weeks ago called "I Like Me" the John Candy story. It was directed by Colin Hanks, which is called Tom Hanks' son, and Ryan Reynolds. I think was co-producer or something like that. It basically starts out with like him as a kid. He was born in 1950, and he talks about his family life and stuff. And then one thing that really shattered him, really had an impact on, was his dad passed away at age 5. And that's an age where it's hard to process the loss of a parent, you know. I know when my dad, both his parents passed away before he hit 18, I think. And that's gotta be tough. It's gotta be tough. And I'll never forget that. And then he thought like he had his dad's heart. So as he got older, he was starting to be in fear of like him and his other family members passing away when he reached a certain age. And that's something he never always haunted him. And he's had a lot of insecurities. Like he didn't like when interviewers would interview him and say make like heavy jokes about him, make fat jokes and stuff. He never liked that. He never liked that in the movie Stripes, that mud wrestling scene with those super hot women. Uh, because Bill Murray was talking about, he didn't want to do the scene. He refused to remove his shirt. He just stood in a long sleeve shirt like that in the mud. And he said like the girls were just like beating him up and like pulling his ears and stuff. And they said they felt like they couldn't hurt him and stuff. And then I think he really did feel hurt. That's what Bill Murray was saying. And Bill Murray was started talking about it. It looked like he was going to cry any moment. He talked about working on him on the movie Stripes, which is one of his bigger releases, according to the timeline of movies. And before then, you know, he was talking about that. He mentioned probably one of the worst things he ever did was he milked a scene for some Sidney Lumet play. Like he was in there, he took way too long, and Sidney Lumet was pretty upset about it. Anyways, going back in his career, they didn't mention any of his older movies. Not like it seemed like a good idea at the time, or finally we played Sergeant Kopex, or The Clown Murders, the one horror film he was in, you know, in older films. And I know for the first thing as far as entertainment was SCTV, of course, you know, and then you see Martin Short on there and stuff. Uh, where's it? I'm going to go double check the movies and stuff on here. Uh, and also, actually, I think in his filmography, both it seemed like a good idea at the time. They play Kopech and Clown Murders. Kopech was 75, Clown Murders 36. I rented the Clown Murders. Not much Gordon. Boy, that was a low budget movie. He played this heavy guy named Ollie. It only got 3.6 out of 10 out on the IMDb. Oh, they didn't mention Tunnel Vision, the cult film he was in. He didn't have a big role in it though. Tunnel Vision was great. That was like Kentucky Fried Movie. So like that was like a 5.0 out of 10. Even though I think it should have been higher. That's just me. And then they started talking about SCTV and then the how it reborn, and it became on NBC. And then whenever that happened, I remember they were talking about being on the set. And I guess Steven Spielberg approached him and he said, I want you to be in the movie 1941. He felt so guilty. He was like, because he was like with all the people like Catherine Harris, I don't know, they want me to go to this movie. I don't know, I feel guilty leaving the show. And, go to the movie, go to the movie, John, you know. It ended up being like a big budget movie. It was ended up being a flop though with Steven Spielberg. He said, do you like the movie? He said he liked some parts of it. I mean, he wasn't that satisfied with either. He talked about after that. They didn't mention Blues Brothers were not mentioned until like the very end of the movie. In the right at the very end, they mentioned Stripes after that. And like he said about like playing a heavy guy, he embarrassed by his weight. They never mentioned heavy metal. It shocked the hell out of me. They mentioned he was on Saturday Night Live for one episode. They mentioned that for a second. SEC was mentioned. National Vacation was mentioned on there. Hey, talking about Conan O'Brien, watched something from SCTV. They watched a thing about Yellow Belly, and Yellow Belly was kind of controversial back then, but it was funny. He said, "Hey man, hey, that's Yellow Belly," and he shot at his little kid and his wife, his mom, little kid, his mom, I meant. He shot the little kid in the back, and then his mom was like, "You killed my son." He shot her in the back and ran away. That was hilarious. And then Conan O'Brien said, "That's very like." Risque for like 1980 for comedy and stuff, or especially for TV, and you know. And he wanted Conan O'Brien. Well, Conan O'Brien was in that was part of the National Lampoon, writing the magazine and stuff. And he invited John Candy down for like a day for that, and then John Candy was more interested in Conan O'Brien. John Candy was honored to be the show. He took photos of of Conan O'Brien and stuff. Conan O'Brien looked like a little kid on that thing. It was kind of funny. Uh, when he was in college. They talk about how generous John Candy was, how, he'd always ask about how you were doing and stuff. One of those type of people, which is wonderful. Uh, that happened. And then what else was there? They was talking about his generosity, and then he went to, I'm trying to think, uh, like Nice Food Vacations. Oh, then they talk about going berserk or STV. They talk about a thing about like leaving the beaver. He done some like beaver and stuff. And like he had to like say like, "Hey, you ever see us shooting wallies?" And he gave him a gun. And it was really funny. I thought it was hilarious. But it's like a certain type of humor, and I love humor. He was on, like I said, was on SCTV and all that stuff, and then he was on the news show. They didn't mention that at all. That was like a spinoff of Silent Life. He's on there for 5 episodes. Splash was mentioned because they had Tom Hanks on there. And Splash was mentioned a lot. They talked about how he was coming to be a giant star, And they mentioned, I don't know if the movie The Last Poker was mentioned, but I mean, the Smeggy brothers were mentioned. And he talked about that some. And then the one that shocked me, Brewster's Millions, was not mentioned at all. Was he and Richard Pryor in it? Not mentioned. I know Richard Pryor passed away too, but the movie was not mentioned at all. The Sesame Street movie Fallen and Bird was not mentioned. Summer Rental was mentioned. I remember that. That was mentioned. For a while, I thought Summer Rental was funny. Volunteers was not mentioned at all. Because Tom Hanks was pretty much talked to him from talked to John Candy in Splash, but Volunteers were never mentioned. And Tom Hanks was in that one too. Let's see. Some of these movies were not mentioned. Like I said, I was shocked Armed and Dangerous was not mentioned until the very end of the movie. Armed and Dangerous is one of my favorite buddy comedy movies, along with like Running Scared. I never forget there was a scene where where am I at? There was a scene where what was it in Armed and Dangerous? They had some of the best explosions I've ever seen any movie from the 80s at all. That's one of my favorite action comedies. So they really nailed on everything, and it was funny. And they did the old joke, yeah, I state your name. They go, I state your name when they read off the oath, but I still think that's funny. And like seriously, I understand it was such a tired joke, but I laughed. And they hated that movie, but I liked it one. You know, that's one that goes under the radar sometimes. People forget about that. Let's see what else. Really Weird Tales of TV that was not mentioned. Little Shop of Horrors not mentioned. Spaceballs was mentioned. They talk about Mel Brooks. And he said like that, one of the syrup or candy stuff they use for like the glycerin, nitroglycerin or whatever it was, the red stuff. Yeah. He said he never used the stuff though. But he said John Candy never used it. But that was a huge, huge hit, you know, and huge hit to the system. Not a Michael Caine movie, but that's a good one too. Shock the system, that's what it was. But Spaceballs fantastic. Now, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, really good. A guy going home from Thanksgiving, going to see his wife and stuff, and he meets this guy, and you know they become friends and stuff, and they have a whole big like batch of bad luck trying to get him back home, and they're playing some of the stuff towards the end, and I started crying, of course. I was bawling all throughout the last 10 minutes of the movie for the most part, you know. Whenever they start showing the dragon, you know something's wrong. Uh, I mean, it's just in a corner shot, out of the run from anywhere. If you want to get rid of it, you can. You know, I know it's supposed to be good grilled up. I had alligator before. It's all right. Uh, I guess you did. She's having it's been an uncredited role in. She haven't made. I didn't see that one. Sun Street put down the ducks. Never seen that one. Uh, Great Outdoors. That was like I said, a great movie. I mentioned before. I liked it. Next was Hot to Trot was not mentioned. He played the one character that he did the voice of the horse, I think. Yeah, I thought that was an interesting movie though. But it probably was easy for him to do that because he was like in demand like big time, more than anyone else, you know. And I never watched that movie. That's with Kevin Bacon and Molly Ringwald. I never saw that one. There was another one called Funny About Love with Gene Wilder. And, I saw that one on cable on when I got out of the army. I told dad about it. He said, "Oh, it's good. You know, watch it. You gotta watch it." So hope that stuff. I hope I like that stuff though. You know, I don't know if I will or not. Yeah. Uh, let's see what's going on. No, fuck off. No, JB is the biggest piece of shit abortion there is. JB can burn in hell too with these assholes. Side by side with Dana and behaving and John and not John and those other assholes. You know, he burned in hell with those other assholes. Um, like I said, I lost my train of thought, asshole. Hard to try. Like they didn't mention that movie. I don't know the voice work stuff. I understand. They started talking about the turkeys he was in. No, a lot of these movies I didn't think were that bad. They mentioned Harry Crumb, Speed Zone. What was the other one? Nothing But Trouble, Delirious, and Once Upon a Crime, which I do not remember. Why didn't they mention Boris and Natasha? That's the one I hated. That Boris and Natasha was lame. They should have mentioned that movie. They mentioned those other ones. I was surprised they mentioned Delirious. I think Delirious is a great movie. It was like he pretended he was writing for soap operas and he got involved in a soap opera himself. I think that's a brilliant movie that no one ever gets any credit for. Delirious is fantastic. Um and of course they talk about like Superstar with uh Uncle Buck. And that was a movie that John Hughes directed pretty much with him in mind. That was like a John Candy type movie. And Uncle Buck was fantastic. I loved it. And then of course Home Alone. And then like Macaulay Culkin was on. You see him as a regular guy. And you see him as grown up. I think he's 44 now, which is really weird. I remember as a little kid. And I remember, I think the last thing Macaulay Culkin I seen was Richard Getting Even with Dad. Those are like the main movies where he was like a kid star, but he was starting to get a lot older when especially Getting Even with Dad was on, you know? And then like he did Party Monster. And I never seen any of those, anything he did after that, I don't think. I could be wrong though, but I mean, I could be wrong. I mean, I'm gonna go back after that and find something out. Uh, but I like most of those movies he did. I didn't care for what was the one I didn't care for? I can't remember. But somebody I didn't care for. Well, it don't matter. I like Nothing But Trouble. I thought it was a great movie. Uh, they mentioned his work in. He did a voice for Rescue Down Under. That was a big hit for Disney. They mentioned definitely mentioned Home Alone. That was a big movie star in that one, and he was doing like the one of his Figgy's brothers, kind of, but without the accent and stuff. But that was pretty much the character he was playing, except without the makeup effects, so without the makeup and the accent, the Lithuanian accent, or not Lithuanian, but can't remember where they're from. Uh, in a couple movies I never heard of, the True Trunk, Saturday Morning, or the Rocket Boy. Now I know there was a guy named Christopher Sposa I was big friends with. I don't know what happened to the guy. He used to always comment on my videos. He shared me links to certain movies. Oh, fuck off. No one's proud of JB. No one fucking person's proud of JB. JB is the biggest piece of shit out there. You know, if John Candy was alive, don't always say JB say, hey, get yourself a house. Make sure you start living off the streets like a bum. That's what he say, JB. Fuck JB. Anyways, see, people are trolling me even now. Fuck you people. And I love blocking people. Super serious a pussy. So they say, oh, all the cowards block. He's the one that deletes his comments. How much of a coward is that? Because I don't want my work to find out what I do. I'm afraid my boss will come here and find me talking to you ladies on the internet. On Dana's, you know. He's the chicken shit, not me. Anyways, where that? Christopher Sposa was telling me about a movie called Master of the Menace. And I never heard of the movie before. And it was like about a motorcycle gang. And then there's a scene all of a sudden, like in the middle of the movie. One of the biggest surprises of my movie going experience, there was a like 10-minute scene with a guy who's a beer truck driver. And it was played by John Candy. I had no idea he was in the movie. No idea. That was a huge surprise and a treat. You just see him in something different. That was awesome. Uh they mentioned Older Than Lonely. I saw that in Fort Bragg. Depressing movie though. It's about like people being lonely. I remember talking to Sharon about that in Fort Detrick. I saw Fort Bragg. Yeah, I saw probably saw yourself and stuff. Yeah, people get lonely and stuff. Like that movie, The Lonely Guy, Steve Martin. I haven't seen that forever. Oh, Steve Martin, like Martin Short, do a whole bunch of. Steve Martin did a whole lot talking about planes, trains, and automobiles. And like really sad, talking about the saddest part towards the end of the movie, and it really resounded because I like me. That was taken from Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and they have a lot of people talking about that. And they have like some people say that like in Family Guy or in Deadpool. You know, it's really a classic scene, but very sad too. I cried. I'm not ashamed to admit it. Let's see if anyone else be an asshole. Oh, fuck off. JB is the biggest loser out there. I hope something happens, JB, and then Dana finds out about it. Clip that. Clip that. Sometimes, and I want Dana, and I want that to be clipped. If you clip anything, clip that. That'd be comedy gold right there. They deserve each other. Anyways, where am I at now, motherfuckers? Let's see. I'm going by this list on here, movies. Only Long was sad, and then Delirious came out with no fanfare, no nothing, just plopped in theaters. I didn't see any commercials for it or nothing like that, and I loved it. I thought it was really good. It was underrated. Got bad reviews, but I thought it was a great movie. Oh, the only movie I didn't like Boris and Natasha. I thought it was a horrible movie he did. I saw it on Cinemax like years later. I think they made 91 and he played like Bullwinkle though. It was like in human form. It was really a dumb movie. That's the one I didn't like of his. And they didn't mention it. That's a turkey right there. And then they mentioned him in JFK, which I never saw. He played a serious role in that one. I never saw that one movie. Once Upon a Crime, I don't remember hearing it. It's possible I might have saw it on TV, on cable. I don't remember it though. Again, there was a bunch of movies like Once Upon a Crime, and then there was Soap Dish, and then they had an all-star cast like Soap Dish did. Or I thought Soap Dish was more like Delirious than anything else. But Once Upon a Crime, I don't remember that movie. I might have to watch it again. Next was Camp Candy. They mentioned that he did like his own cartoon series. Camp Candy was good. I'm shocked he didn't mention Rookie of the Year. That was the hit movie he was in. He played announcer in that. He had a good role in that movie too. I saw that in the theater. I liked it. Oh, JB's. Fuck JB. Fuck JB. Say whatever you want to. JB's a fag and a loser. All right? Hate that motherfucker. He brought that on himself too. You know? Fuck JB. Let's see. We're going on movies and stuff. I'm talking about Rookie of the Year. They barely mentioned Cool Runnings. That was a huge hit. That was a huge hit for Disney and stuff. Great movie. They mentioned Hostage for a Day. I know that. They met towards the end. I didn't know if they mentioned or not, but I forgot he directed that movie, believe it or not. He was in it too. Let me see how well Cool Runnings did. I know it did good. Had to have. Well, let's see how good Home Alone did. See the numbers for that. Because they have it on 18 million, made 476 million. That's pretty good. Let's look for Cool Runnings. Or Cool Boogerings. Cool Boogerings. Let's look let's see, John Candy. Okay, let's go. At least I do videos and stuff. These are just like trolls that are being assholes. Let's see what we got here. Shit. Let's go like National Vacation. Yeah, John Candy. Let's check out Cool Running too, how that did. Yeah, Cool Running 70 million, made 154 million. That's still pretty good. And then let's see how Who's Harry Crumb. I like Who's Harry Crumb though. That one is a huge hit though. Box of 11 million. I don't know how much they cost to make the movie. Oh, let's check a Delirious since I'm here. Delirious. Okay, let's go Delirious. I think they played the Prince song during the trailer for the movie though. Yeah, let's see, 1980. Let's go John Candy fucking. Let's see what Nothing But Trouble made. I like Nothing But Trouble. I don't care. 45 million made 8.4 million. I love that movie. That's a fun movie. I don't care what anyone says about it. And they ended up loving John Candy more than they did Chevy Chase. So I think he's kind of jealous of Chevy Chase about that. Rookie of the Year. Okay, let's see. Rookie of the Year was a hit. Oh, 10 to 14 million made 56 million. That's not bad. I saw it in the theater. Let's see. Where's Delirious at? I still think Delirious is good. I gotta see Canadian Bacon sometimes. That's one movie of his I gotta watch. Alan Alda's in that too. Delirious is not mentioned here. What the fuck, man? Heavy Metal was great. I wonder how Heavy Metal did. 9.3 million made 20 million. That's not bad. Let's see, John Candy. Okay, let's see what we got here. Film. Okay. I'm shocked they didn't mention Brewster's Million. Why? I was see Wagons East did. I probably flopped. 4.4 million. Probably, yeah, I did do pretty good. I bet. I mentioned Cool Runnings. Yeah, Cool Runnings is 70 million, made 155 million. That's good. That was a huge hit. Let's see Delirious. I like Delirious though. Delirious, 18 million, made 6 million or 5.5. I still think that's a great movie. Only the Lonely. Okay, let's see. 25.1 million didn't say. It didn't do very well, I guess. Career opportunities. I get a small role at 11.3 million. Oh well. Let's see what shit's being said about me now. Hi, Darnell. How you doing, buddy? How are you? Yeah, they're saying shit about me over in Dana's and all other bullshit, man. They don't know me at all, man. They don't know me fucking all. At all. Tell Darnell I said hello too. Darnell, I don't know if Darnell's sleeping or you guys are talking or what. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, that's awesome. I was shop smart. Why do I shop S Smart? Yeah, I love that. Oh man. Let's see what else is on here. And they talk about well, it's getting close to where his movies the rookie Hoss they Hosford Day, and then they didn't mention Canadian bacon at all. Uh the thing. Uh and that came out like a year after he passed away. I don't know exactly when he filmed that though, but he's in the movie. Wagner's came out, they mentioned then they mentioned his funeral and they said how sad it was. They found like oh they are totally fake. Everything about JB is fake. Yeah, I mean I'm the only one real Legion though. I don't know. This is the thing with JB. JB and I were friends for a long time, and he started coming around. It's been a few years, right? And we did one of the. I noticed he had a temper. He was a hothead though, and sometimes there'd be videos where he was like was normal. And I remember like we did like a long thing. We're talking about punk rock and we talking about the band Fear on Silent Live. And then Rita came up there and said, "What are you guys doing?" And we're talking about punk rock and stuff. He yelled at Rita. What are you doing, man? I let it go though. Yeah, yeah, I know. I know. I mean, that's on her. I mean, Dana turned against me because I was friends with Dana. And she started. JB started doing these hate streams about me. And after about a week, I mean, Miller was telling me all this other crap that he was saying there. I didn't watch him. And she just started hanging out there and like, what are you doing? There's a hate streams about me. She started saying like, don't guilt trip me where who I can and can't see. Like saying like, yeah, your streams are really fun to go. I love your stream, and they're about it. They're attacking me and imitate my voice, make fun of me. She loved it. She laughed her ass off. That's why I found out the double standard was. Kind of like with her, like with JB or Richard, Suka, Superstar, had some, she puts some high regards, and then she treats people like Gordon, uh, me, Gordon, Miller, and stuff like crap, you know? And she does treat Gordon like crap. And Gordon felt the sting of the double standard too. Because I guess they were making fun of it and Dale started laughing. He was hurt by that. Oh, I know he did. Well, he does that all the time. Well, he does that all the time, you know? I know he did. It was painful to watch, though. That guy's voice was so annoying, though. And it was just painful. I mean, because Dana let him up there. She wouldn't let me up, which is fine. I don't care. Yeah, he made a fool of himself. But I mean, oh well. At first, it was kind of funny, and then like I would just left when those guys were attacking, like Andy and Ing or something. I don't really know them that well, but I mean, it was getting to be too cringy, though. You know what I mean? It was just bad. Well, I mean, when it was just Dan and them, it was okay. But then with Andy with the voice and stuff, it was just I couldn't watch anymore. And he did make a fool of himself. I think Dana did too by letting that stuff up there. Once again, get lost. Oh, he did. Oh, okay. I don't. I didn't see that. I didn't see the whole thing because I saw Daryl's live. I was like, I'm gonna do something else. So I went to sleep. So I had my premiere, and then I did a great live stream with Azrae. I saw Daniel Jumping live at 10:15. Could you pretty much predict like her going live the same with you can with Tanya for the most part, every couple of days. Yeah, I know. It was like 10:15. It was like 9:30. Hell, I'm going to take a nap. I woke up at 11:30. Oh, talked to some people. I think I talked to Ardell some, and then my sister sent me these screenshots saying bad crap about you. I know. And both JB and her were live. And I just said she left. She couldn't watch all that crap. And I started talking to Darnell about it. And we talked on FaceTime too. Because Darnell's a good person. I like Darnell a lot. Yeah, no, yeah, I don't know. I'd rather not have them around. It just pisses me off. I'd rather have, I don't mind having people banned. I don't mind that at all. I mean, there's some people who aren't blocked. I don't have Dana blocked. If Dana wants to come over here and not be a chicken shit face me, hey, she can come over. I mean, she's not blocked. There's some people who aren't blocked. It all depends on the person, though. She's definitely not blocked. She wants to come over. I like talking to Pandora, though. I mean, Pandora's the one that has witnessed all this stuff, and I don't have a chance to talk to her. So she knows exactly what's on. She's seen all this hate about me. A lot of it's unfounded. It really is. And then she says, she sees one of these videos I do. So that's discussing what you said about them. She doesn't know what they said about me. That's a problem right there. I mean, I like to talk. And then they said, I'm going to go after Carrie. No, I'm not. I like Carrie. I saw Little Miss in the chat for Azrae. Yeah, Little Miss has my respect. Little Miss is cool. And I'm trying to think what else happened. They talked about his passing away because he felt like whenever his dad passed away, one of his younger brothers on SCTV, he was with him. He passed away in the dressing room, and then he started telling people it's starting already about people passed away that he's related to or heavy that passed away. And then I know he worked on 1981 with John Belushi, and then when John Belushi passed away, it said it's starting again. And then I remember who else was there? I can't remember. There's someone else. And then he said it passed away. He said starting, because his dad passed away at 33. He didn't think he lived to be 33, He lived to be 43. And they talk about him buying that Canadian company, Canadian football team. I can't remember the name of it. For life, me, I can't remember the name of it, buddy. And what else? What else was there? They talked about his funeral, and when they funeral, they played the whole thing, that clip from the end of Trains, Planes, and Automobiles. That always gets me, though, and I'm tearing up on that. And it's really a wonderful. I mean, well, they said something like in Canada they closed off the one freeway, right? And I think Eugene Levy said, you made it when they closed off the freeway for you, because they only closed off like 2 other times, one for the Pope, one for the president. He said he made it, and they closed off so the procession could go by there, and everything. A cop was saluting them, Yeah, baseball, man. I mean, people don't. I mean, I don't know. It's weird. People don't talk about baseball that much anymore. It used to be a big deal, I think Dana was. I don't know what's up with Dana. She was up with the girls, and they're all being bitches and stuff, Oh, you have a good night. Okay, you should have a good night too. Have a good night. Thank you very much. Um, yeah, but I mean I thought the movie was amazing though. I want to see what Jeremy Jahns had to say, but I was shocked he didn't mention a couple movies. They showed like little tiny clips of Cool Running a little bit, so I remember that. The movie they didn't mention at all, like I said, I'm not talking about the old movies. He did, and they mentioned the Sesame Street stuff. or the kid stuff, except for Camp Candy. And then he was in some children's theater. They showed a little bit. They talked about that a little bit too. He went where the money's at, you know. He talk about improv and stuff. It's a great movie. If you love John Candy, and who doesn't? And then he said he didn't like when like reporters like saying like really rude things about him being overweight. And it's like I don't see overweight. I see a good guy there. I see someone who's funny. I know with me, I see someone who's funny there who can't hurt, but someone who's funny and talented. You know, I still am funny. You know, people don't realize that. Like I know, like Jeff said, I wanted to Jamestown is funny. I'm still the same guy. I am funny. Just watch my stuff, or don't. I don't matter. But I still am funny. I yeah, I know. I was up on a panel with Nunya, and I told her I was still funny. She admitted I was funny. You know, so that's good. And that was back when I think I kind of made up with Nunya, kind of like sort of, and then like we fell back out of sorts again through her own fault because she listened to bullshit about me. You know, I never really truly said anything that bad about Nunya. I don't think I might have, but I don't think I was. Maybe I did to an extent, but I don't think there's anything as worse than anyone else has said. You know. Let's see what else is going on. I'm trying to think. But for most part, or 752. I think Miller liked that movie too. It's on Amazon right now. Jeremy Johns gave it awesome tacular. I think Jeremy Johns likes the documentaries because I mean his highest compliment would be awesome tacular. He gave for Mr. Rogers a comment, Mr. Rogers documentary too, which I thought was really good too. And I know some people are mad that they're using Mr. Rogers and AI. If I like the World Wrestling Federation, like him getting mad or cursing at people and stuff. I think that one with Gary Coleman and little Mini Me was funny. I mean they did one with Fred Sanford and Ann Astor. That didn't work. It didn't work. It didn't work out the way it didn't work. But the Gary Coleman one and stuff was funny. You know, it was like different clips. They looked different every single clip, and the way they moved and stuff was funny. You know. But I've seen that he looked like Gary Coleman in some scenes, though. It showed you how weird AI is. Just like they had, I did a picture of my cat Maggie, who passed away. One of those kids, I asked them to do like a video of her like make me a hamburger French fries, and it showed her like her posing on top of the couch, and then her walking away. And it looked real though. And the thing was weird. They showed her pick up the hammer. It looked like she had a hand. It was really strange. And then she kind of like threw French fries in the fryer though. I know Miller said AI is scary. It can be scary. And Miller's been using AI somewhat too. He has. But no, I really liked that movie. I mean, John Candy's like probably one of the funniest people I've ever seen on the screen. I'm surprised they didn't mention Brewster's Millions though. He worked with Richard Pryor, but I don't know if anyone else was the one that. I mean, they had Teddy Lister at the very end. I mean, it would have been nice if they had like some closed captions for that. He was tough to understand. And he mentioned Armed and Dangerous right at the very end of the movie. That's why I'm surprised they mentioned more. I loved Armed and Dangerous. Some of the best explosions I've ever seen in any movie. You know, I love that movie. I remember like me. They had a thing where the guy came out of a swamp, radioactive swamp, and like Eugene Levy and John Kay like put like their took like their jacket, put it over their nose like Dracula. I remember like what would be funny. Me and Dan Swift, the UFC fighter, the Pennsylvania Hitman, right? They're going to bus, going to school, and we put like the jacket like over her face like that. We thought it'd be funny. We went on the bus, and no one laughed, but oh well. I thought it was funny. Um, what else happened in the movie? It's a great movie. I mean, if you like John Candy, I couldn't imagine like a better tribute to him. Like I was just shocked you didn't mention Brewster's Millions. Some of the movies they just showed like the titles though. Well, they showed like little clips from some of them. I don't remember Once Upon a Crime. I don't remember. I might have seen it. I don't remember it. I think Delirious was one that no one talks about, and I thought Delirious was fantastic. Probably no one remembers it. And like I said, it was like, I mean, there's so many movies that came to the theater. I didn't see all of them. It wasn't like The Army, where they have like one movie a night. It was like they have three or four or five movies and like they had like three different theaters. They had like one to play two movies, Dollar Theater. I went there like twice. I think I saw Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. I saw Silence of the Lambs there, you know. I had a chance to see Beauty and the Beast. I went to see something else. I remember they did a re-showing of 101 Dalmatians. I didn't see that. I didn't see Shattered. I didn't see Dead Again. I didn't see like I said, I didn't see Delirious. I don't know. No, Delirious didn't play down there. They had like three theaters like looped together. They had like that one, the Rock Share Theater. That's what the one Sharon called it. And I went there twice, and they had like the main multiplex, which is only like four theaters. It reminded me of like Cinema World. They just had four movies playing, and then they had one at the very end to play two movies, and they almost got me to pay for a movie. They said Sub Command. I thought it was a brand new movie, Suburban Commando. Well, I'm glad I didn't pay my. I'd be so pissed, you know. I thought it was a brand new movie. I remember seeing City Slickers there, and I think Child's Play 3 there, you know. The one lady said, I can't get no one to work for me. I should have, like, volunteered to work for her. That would be kind of cool. I don't know. I didn't do that, though. I always talked to her, though. I probably should have volunteered for that. Made a little extra money on the side, you know. That would have been cool. They under the table, whatever, you know. I should have done it. I used to always, like, flirt with the one lady. She said she did something to work, and she said she'd met a one lady called off. So she was working there. I should have volunteered, but I don't know if she would let me do that or not. I had no experience, but I could have done it. You know, this is a long time ago in '91, and you know, I remember seeing that in City Slick is a brand new print of that, and oh, I saw Summer Louise done there too. That was a good one. And Child's Play 3. Yeah. Um, but most of the movies I saw there, like some movies I missed. I remember missing. I missed FX2 and I missed Drop Dead Fred. I missed those two. I ended up renting those later on. Because what happened was, I think I missed Hudson Hawk, but that's okay. Uh, I remember like this one guy wanted me. I know my friends wanted me. Yeah, I never forget it. My friend Mark Dobson, right, and his wife were having problems. They have giant marital problems and stuff. They wanted to save their marriage, and they were fighting like all the time. And this one guy, you see this one guy in the barracks and stuff. And I mean, he always tried to be nice to me and stuff. I said, hi, how you doing, and stuff like that. But I felt I was kind of mad at him because I think he was cheating on Mark's wife with his wife. Yeah, and I remember seeing them fight and stuff like that because I went over to his place a few times. I was like, oh my God, it's horrible. He never hit her not like that, but they were fighting and stuff. And they went to a marital counselor, and he recommended them go see What About Bob? And they said, why don't you have like someone to go with you as like a buffer or something like that? And so they invited me to go. Then they paid for everything, paid for dinner. I was like, he was there. I was right in the middle. His wife was on the other side, and then we were laughing, and I was joking around with her about baby steps. And that's, I mean, I'm trying to lighten the mood. I didn't want there to be any tension or something like that, you know. Yeah, it's called a clown. I saw it. I saw the clown murders. Oh, who cared about Carla's panel? Fuck Carla. I don't care about some old biddy. I mean, she was. I mean, Carla was like the nicest person. I was on her panels all the time, and she turned bitch on me. She set me up. She set me up on the one panel, let people insult me, and I would allow to say nothing back like Dana would do. You know, and we were okay for a while. Then she turned on me like, "Fuck that bitch." She's just an old biddy. You know, that's it. I don't care about her anymore. You know, all these women are like old biddies though that think they're better than everyone else. They're snobs. They're all snobs. That's all they are. I mean, most of these people that hate it are just snobs. You know, they think they're better than other people. That's all. Oh, thank you, buddy. Thank you, Todd. Yeah. They'll be monitoring. Yeah, they're really bad this morning. Oh, yeah, remember, he did what we called a clown murder. See, I rented that. I rented that when I was in the in high school, and that was one movie I rented. I kind of regret seeing it. Was an okay movie, no gore at all. But I mean, where else would I going to see it though? I had John Candy of the horror film. I had to see it. It had clowns in it. I think he was just like treated like a heavy guy. I don't, and he said he didn't like being treated like a fat guy or anything like that. He said it hurt him, but he didn't say nothing. And they had like reports being really nasty to him and saying making like heavy jokes and stuff. There was an episode of I used to buy like old like TV shows and stuff. When I was in Germany, they used to have when days of VHS, they had some like weird stuff they would put on VHS. I remember buying some old TV shows. I remember buying This Is Your Life with Laurel and Hardy on it, and they said it was one of the worst episodes ever. I liked the episode, but they kept making fat jokes all the Hardy though, which is kind of mean. I cried too. I cried too. I mean, especially. Oh, I mean, it was that scene from. Well, I cried at the end, but it was that scene from Planes, Trains, and Automobiles that did it. I knew it would. You know what I mean? Because it's like they really milked it too. They said like Steve Martin was really like insulting, like really to the point of like he felt really bad, and John looked so hurt. And Steve Martin had to say, we're just pretending, right? You know, and he really pulled it off though. He made it believable and very sad though. I mean, like people say like the movie is great, and then when it gets sentimental, just leave the theater. No, I was crying during that stuff. Um, I didn't know, and it was weird though because I was in the military. I think I came home from God, it was wintertime. I came home from either Fort the basic or can't remember either basic or no, it had to be basic. I remember mom took me to a bunch of movies, and she took me to see Plane, Train, and Automobiles. I love the movie. I didn't know anything about it though. I knew about Roxanne and Steve Martin one. I remember renting that. That was the day where you could go to like you could rent a VCR. And there was like Country Fair had like mom didn't have a VCR. Country Fair had like a rental thing where you could rent a VCR. It's like self-contained though, right? It only play it only played SP and SLP. It did not play EP movies in there. So I remember getting a movie called Shark with Burt Reynolds, and it wouldn't play there. I thought there's something messed up with it. I remember taking it back and watching it with Dad, and it played fine. I guess it didn't play one speed. It played slow speed. It played fast speed. It played slow speed. It didn't play like in the middle speed. Oh, I know there was. Well, you could tell that John was really hurt when they had like those reporters talk to him and stuff like that. You tell like you see when he put like the fat jabs on. He was hurt though. Because people think like they're better than everyone else. And it was weird though because I guess he went to some Dave Letterman, he went to some training facility, right? For like 6 months. And like he lost a bunch of weight. He was like 300 some odd pounds. He lost like 70 pounds. And Hollywood said, don't lose any more weight. We like you're more bankable when you're heavy. We want you heavy. And then he didn't bother to go back to anything like that. He starts eating like a nutritionist to make him eat a little bit better, you know? Years later. But no, there was real emotion in that movie. I really liked it though. I mean, Jeremy John's giving awesome tackle. That's really good. That's very good. And what else was there? Um, did I put that? I hope I put that thing for John Candy on there. Let me check. Yeah, I did. I did. I put the thumbnail for that. Awesome. That's good. I'm glad. I mean, how can you not like John Candy? I think John Candy is like one in a million. You just saw a lot of like comedy there. Not, I didn't see like a heavy guy. I saw like a funny guy there. I remember loving from SCTV. Some of the stuff in SCTV was wonderful. They talked, like he said, he always wanted to be a character called Johnny Toronto with like a hot shot and stuff. He played that somewhat in Splash, and then when he bought that football team, he'll buy it. Uh, uh, he was joining Toronto. That's what the guys were saying. Like Dan Thomas, and I'm surprised. I'm surprised Rick Moranis didn't show up to say to do the video. He worked with John Candy on SCTV. That would have been cool seeing him. I guess he's coming out of retirement for Spaceball and stuff. But it would have been cool if he would have came out to do the documentary about John Candy. I didn't think about Rick Moranis. But you saw like Andrea Martin, like you saw like his cast members, like Joe Flaherty passed away sadly. Saw like Eugene Levy, Martin Short, Catherine O'Hara, Andrea Martin, Dave Thomas. You saw them on there. And then, of course, Tom Hanks was in there. But I mean, his son directed, so I mean, I assume he would be in the show, talking about like in the movie Splash. Oh, I'm surprised Volunteers was not on there. Was Volunteers one of his movies? Yeah, they mentioned Volunteers, though. They mentioned Splash, but they did not mention Volunteers. Was he in that? I think he was. Where's it at? Where the hell's it at? Boy, he did a lot of movies. Did he do Volunteers? I thought he did. I could sworn he did. Oh, yeah, Volunteers, yeah. They mentioned Summer Rental, though. I love Summer Rental. They mentioned Great Outdoors, kind of. They merged Summer Rental and the Great Outdoors, but they played some of the themes in there, though. But, I mean, they mentioned Volunteers. I was surprised about that. Volunteers was a good one, too, he did. Let's see, Volunteers. Let's go back Tom Candy. John Candy. Oh, let's see. But John Candy, his role was uncredited in that movie. John Candy, yes. Let's see about Volunteers. I well, Splash did. Let's check out Splash. 11 million made 69.8 million. That's one of the movies that helped make Touchstone because they did like Down Out Beverly Hills and Ruthless People. Let's see what other ones he did. Let's check out Volunteers and so much Brewster's Millions made. I like Brewster's Millions. 50 million made 46 million. That's not too bad. But I'm surprised he didn't mention he worked with Richard Pryor. Well, I guess no one want to talk about that one. Let's see. I mean, that's one of his biggest hits. I know critics don't like it, but I like the movie. Probably the longest opening credits sequence ever. Oh, let's see. John Candy. Let's go back to Volunteers. Let's see how the Great Outdoors did. That's probably a flop. I have a story about it doesn't have the budget. They don't have the box office there. I think Planes, Train, Automobiles did better. But I did about the same. The one thing with let me go back to see what Volunteers did. See, I mean, it did okay. I wasn't like the biggest hit in the world. Oh shit, that's too much. I want to see John Candy. God damn it. Let's see what let's see what Spaceballs did. They meant Spaceballs were mentioned in the movie too. 22.7 million made 40 million. It did okay. There was okay. Oh, and some other stuff I want to tell you about too. See what Summer Rental did. I love Summer Rental. 24. See, it didn't say. It just said the budget. Doesn't say how much the budget was. Okay, let's check out Volunteers. I'll go back to where that. Which Volunteers at? Let's see. Well, Splash. I gotta see what Splash did. So I saw Splash. No, I don't see him. Going Berserk didn't make anything. Oh God, that did bomb bad. Splash. Oh, 69.8 million. Okay, that's my fault. Volunteers. Okay, here's the one. 10 million made 19.8 million. It's okay, I guess. But I did mention that movie. They did that, yeah. Cool Runnings. They mentioned they showed like little clips of it, but they said like whenever he after Home Alone he was in a bunch of flops. Cool Runnings was a flop. Rookie of the Year was a flop. You know, they said he was in a bunch of turkeys, but I'll tell you what, the movie Delirious was fantastic. I love Delirious. I gotta watch Canadian Bacon sometime. It's one of his I gotta watch. I never saw it. That's on Amazon. I should probably watch it, and do a review of that too. This is my story about the great outdoors. I mean, there's two like I have a couple movie stories, right? Involved in the military. Some of them like they had like the most movies I saw in the theater in one day, was four. And it was like on a Saturday. On Fridays and Saturdays they would play like they'd have two theaters in Fort Bragg. No, not Fort Bragg, Fort Gordon, Georgia. And in Fort Bragg, the theater was right close to where I lived, so I just walked a little bit down and right there. It was awesome. In Fort Fort Gordon, Georgia, there was two theaters. One was a single theater. I cannot remember the name of the other theater. The other theater was much nicer though. And the other theater would just play like one movie a night, right? And then like on Saturday and Sunday, I think they would play like a 2 o'clock movie at that theater and a 2 o'clock movie on Sunday. And like one movie, they play one movie a night at 7:30, I think. And then they play like a movie at 2 o'clock on both Saturday and Sunday. Now, the Signal Theater would play like a Saturday afternoon movie at 2 o'clock and one on Sunday, and then they play like three movies back to back on Friday night and on Saturday night. It was great, you know, and they would play like some really obscure movies. I remember seeing Howling 3, the marsupials on the theater, really weird. And there was some movie called The Trouble with Spies, was like held back for whatever reason. I barely remember that movie, but I remember seeing it though. Yeah, Hunter Trot, he voiced the horse. Yeah, that was not mentioned in the movie at all. That was not mentioned at all. I like that movie. Like I said, Rescue Down Under was a hit movie, and they didn't mention that at all. They mentioned Camp Candy, his TV cartoon, and they mentioned that though. I used to watch that. I used to watch. They used to have like a thing, a double feature of Camp Candy and Rick Moranis' Monster School. Yeah, and I remember. I mean, Rick Moranis' one was okay, but I remember I used to watch Camp Candy. Camp Candy had was actually quite good. I wonder how many episodes of that was filmed. Because it seems they barely mentioned them, though, but I know there are a lot of episodes. It had to be filmed a lot. And now it had like that was a fun show. I like Camp Candy. I used to watch that in Camp Candy. How many episodes was in that one? For 89 to 92, I wonder how many episodes are. That's pretty good. I mean, top rated, they did, some of the ones didn't do that well. You got like the biggest one of 6.8 on there. Uh, Wait, how many episodes total was that show? Let's see. Yeah, Hulk Hogan's Rock and Wrestling was pretty bad. How many episodes altogether, though? That's what I'm wondering. Let's see, top cast. No, he did more than that. It had 3 seasons in it. Well, they had Dr. Tuck's Amazing Adventure of Lucky. I'd love to see that one. I just saw that one. It went for 3 seasons, though. You'll see. How many episodes? It went 10? Okay. I thought it went more episodes than that. There were 13 episodes in season 1. Season 2, there were 10, I think. Okay. And then season 3, there were no 10 or something like that. I don't know why they didn't. I guess he wanted every episode, I guess. Or they recycled his voice. He said he was only in 18 episodes, though. That's weird, though. I mean, I wonder how many episodes total there was in that show. That's what I'm wondering. Oh, Feeder Who's Drunk Saturday morning. Okay. Well, how many episodes there were there? I'm trying to think. 'Cause it was on NBC on Saturday, and then was syndicate for a while, so he made money on that. Um, yeah. Ernest had like Ernest had a show on the Fox on the Family Channel, which was okay. It was like just like a comedy show he did, I guess. He had the Auto and the Moonbeam, where he had that, and he had a like hour long comedy show. I've never seen that, and then he was doing like those things for M Show that weren't as good, you know, because he got kicked off. But yeah, but yeah, they had comic books at Camp Candy. That's cool. I never knew that. I saw the cartoon though, and that was like up for 3 seasons. So I mean, I guess he did. He won voice of all of them. That's weird. Um, but like I said, like for what was I gonna say? I forgot. Oh shit, John Candy. Like yeah, I can't remember. Uh, he was in. Oh, that one thing back in the story about movies. Three of the movies were like me in the army. Well, I should say the first thing after basic training. Whether we saw three movies on during at the reception station. There's another story right here that relates to movies in the military. It went across. So I went there like 2 days before Thanksgiving, and we went there like it was one day before Thanksgiving. They did a whole bunch of stuff. Went through like paperwork and stuff, and then we went through. It was Thanksgiving. Uh, and then we had a day off on Thanksgiving. They played like a movie at this oh, what do you call it, auditorium, and it would be like three TVs, and it'd be played with VCR. That's what it was, and they played the movie The Toy. I remember seeing that. I've seen that movie before, Richard Pryor, and liking the movie. And one of those days I would have to have KP, so I would miss not KP but duty, so detail and stuff. Yeah, and they had like they had some called what the hell was it? Oh, I mean, there would be one day where you had to pull like duty, like cleaning up and stuff, so you didn't see a movie. And then that Saturday, they showed the Enforcer there. I'd never seen that. I've seen all the Dirty Harry movies uncut. I saw the Enforcer just on TV on NBC. It might have been the first Dirty Harry movie I ever saw. I saw Deadpool at the theater in Germany. That's the last Dirty Harry movie he did, and I never saw it uncut, so I missed that one. I had to do detail, and then the next day, Sunday, it was Delta Force with Chuck Norris. So that I mean, timed in with the Thanksgiving weekend. It was weird though because usually we're in reception station for like 3 days, and then you go to basic training. I was in reception station. We got there like Wednesday night. Wait, was it Tuesday? No, Tuesday, Wednesday night. Um, wait a second. Wednesday night. The next day was Thanksgiving. So we didn't do anything. I mean, we did some army stuff, but not that much. And they didn't give us our clothes or outfits or nothing like that. Shave our head till like 2 days later. And usually they were there for like 2 or 3 days and you leave. We were there for a while. We got there Wednesday night and we didn't leave till Tuesday morning, to basic training where life changed. It was scary, but I did. I went through it, like everyone else did. And what happened was after that, I went to Fort Gordon, Georgia, and my first one they had something called Phase Four. And Phase Four was like supposed to be like basic training though, by me for like 2 weeks, and you had to sign out wherever you want to, and all this other stuff. But it wasn't that bad though. You had to be on a military uniform. Something you couldn't do. You had to eat. You had to eat the chow hall. I mean, you couldn't go do anything fun. You only had there's certain places you had to go to. You were restricted some other places, right? And if you had, I mean, it was like so hot there. It was so hot. It was in the summertime, and but they had like the one place we went to. They had video games there. They had TV. You listen to your Walkman and stuff. It was cool, man. That one place, and then we went to the barracks that we were stationed at. They saw TV and stuff. I mean, the guys being there watching Headbangers Ball. I remember like Sergeant. Sergeant. God, I can't remember his name. The one drill Sergeant Franklin, and the guy's called Hatchet Face, right? He was a nice guy, but I think he took me under his wing a little bit. He was mad at me somewhat, I guess. I don't know. And he said, like, hey, we need someone. The two guys called off. We need two people to do all night QC, right? He said, I'll tell you what. If you do all night QC, you can go ahead and start phase 4 early. It's a Sunday, so we didn't have to go work till Monday. We can go to school till Monday. And you can spend your Sunday, you do whatever you want, put on your civilian clothes, do whatever you want. You're not going to say, hey, no one else is good on that. Don't you put on your civilian clothes. I put my civilian clothes, after that was done. I remember we were in the break room, and we were I was right next to Sergeant Frank. I remember buying that one Megadeth album, So Far, So Good, So What. They had a song, they play Anarchy in the UK. And I was just looking like it's talking about, like, I love Anarchy and stuff. And then looking at Sergeant Frank, like, like, kind of uncomfortable. I like that song, though. I don't know if he felt disappointed in me or what. But they had played Headbangers Ball. I never knew it was about the show. I thought it was awesome. And I remember, like, getting out of, taking a nap and sleeping getting up at like 12 o'clock. I had trouble sleeping, but yeah, I mean, work ended like the shift at 7 o'clock, so I want to get a little bit of sleep. And he said you can wear your civilian clothes. I said okay. And I got up at noon time and went to get your civilian clothes on. Went to Burger King. First thing went to Burger King. Then went to the movie theater. The first movie I saw was Eddie Murphy Raw, and that was awesome. Now I think I was at the Signal Theater. I think, and that was an awesome movie. That's a movie type story. And then the other one was it was a strange Sunday, right? And there was something called I think they had like too many people, and there's people putting on like duty and stuff, like cleaning and stuff. And it'd be like they do like 2 hours a night. And during AIT, they said like they put us on standby, me and Atkins on standby guard duty, right? So if the guy didn't show up, you were had to do guard duty for 2 hours. It was like 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and then my friend said, "Hey, you want to go see a movie? We're supposed to be on guard duty. I don't care about that shit. Let's go see a movie." So okay. So I remember going going to see Great Outdoors with John Candy. I missed like about the first 10, 15 minutes of it, but it was so cool, and we didn't get caught in trouble or anything like that, which is great. But those are my movie stories involving stuff like that. And there's stuff like with They Live. I didn't know that was Roddy Piper. Or like my one friend said, "Hey, do you want to see The Abyss?" Okay. Never heard of him before. Well, like one of the first people in the theater that would be lying out the block, crazy. But I mean, those are my military stories. I think with John Candy, I'm trying to think of movies that I saw in the theater. Let me go see what movies I saw in the theater. I mean, I don't care about the one that's on VHS or TV. I mean, just the one at the theater. What are you saying? Oh, Leviathan was great. I saw that in Germany. It was weird because there was like a certain every so often there'd be like a horror movie that's trying to search for like a different angle, and they had some bizarre genres. That was like underwater horror movie, not to be viewed like Jaws and stuff, but underwater monster type movie, right? And well, I think Leviathan was the first one, right? It made money, and then I know The Abyss came out. I think The Abyss came out first, and that introduced like a bunch of horror films. And there was a couple. There was Leviathan. There was Deep Star 6. And there was a movie called Endless Descent when they ended up changing the title of it. And had R. Lee Ermey from Full Metal Jacket in there. That was cool, you know. Yeah, I did see the Leviathan. But that's what it is about a whole bunch of this crap. I'm trying to think what else happened. You know, well, like I said, Leviathan, they had a real string of bizarre stuff. They had like the prison horror film, what a bizarre like thing. I remember renting there was a movie called Prison from New Line Cinema. I remember renting that. That was like from Rennie Harlan, I think his second movie, and it was like from it was made by full from Empire, and then Empire like uh got sold out, and a whole bunch of the movies that they made got sent out to a bunch of places and released. Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one. That film. I'm trying to think what else happened. Let's see what movies I saw in the theater at for John Candy movies. Go through John Candy. I mean, it doesn't really matter the one you see at and the driving counts too. I don't know if I've seen his movies driving. But I mean, it's kind of neat if you see a movie like at the theater and stuff instead of just on cable or like renting it or whatever or streaming it. You know, let's see what I see at the theater. Let's go back to the way front. What did I'm trying to think what movies I saw at the theater. Let's go back to I might have seen a lot of them. I don't remember. Okay, I see. Sound partner. He did a lot of movies. Let's see. Let's see. National Purification. Let's see. The new show. Flash. Free Parker. Less Focus. Probably when I went to the into the army, that's why I started seeing his movies. Let's see. What else we got? Canadian Conspiracy. Never saw that. Uh, I missed Spaceball. I didn't see Spaceball until I was in Germany. All right, Plane, Trains, and Automobiles. I watched that. I'm taking to see that one. The Great Outdoors is what me and my buddy saw during Fort Gordon, Georgia. Let's see. Let's see what else there was. Home Alone was on theater. Delirious. I wish I saw it in the theater. I just read it on video. Once Upon a Crime. I saw that on cable. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, Cool Runnings. I saw that at the theater. I went to visit my uncle Wayne. The one weekend after I got out of the army, like a couple weeks after I got out of the army, and he uh, he was a manager for the movie theater, right? And he took he gave us Dad and I wanted to see Jurassic Park, so when we ate at Brown Derby at the mall, and we went to see Jurassic Park, the first one, which I really liked that one. He he gave free passes and stuff. I remember we hang out at the mall. Dad left, and I was hanging at the mall. I went back and I asked to see uh that movie Rookie of the Year. So I saw Rookie of the Year at the theater too. I mean, of course, Jurassic Park wasn't a John Candy movie. Rookie of the Year was though, because that was the last movie I saw. I saw Home Alone. I saw Home Alone at the theater in Fort Bragg. Never seen that. I saw Only the Lonely at the theater. I saw that one. Let's see. And that's all the movies I saw John Candy's at the theater. Yeah, Leviathan was really cool. I guess that's it. I might watch Jeremy John's review of Leviathan, see if I agree with everything. Thank you, Todd, for helping me out. Thank you to also my other friend to help me out with this stuff. Hope you like this review of John Candy. I Like Me. It's a live review in chat. Hope you like this video, buddy. Until next time, please. Take care, my legion. Good night, bye, good night. Trying to think. I guess that's it. Another one I saw. I really liked John Candy. I Like Me. I knew I would. I wanted to watch it with John, and then I guess I don't think got pushed. There's not a lot of horror films. So I would try to watch that one. And I know we'd be crying during it. I cried during that some. I remember asking Azra if he saw Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. He said he did. And he said, "You cried?" Yeah, he said, "Yeah." He said he teared up a little bit. I bawled it out. I don't care who knew about it. It was sad though. It was sad, but I mean, very poignant though. And Steve Martin was talking about it, and he was started crying about it. It gets to a lot of people though. Steve Martin was talking about he was in something really bad, like really laying into him. And he saw John Candy looks the hurt on his face. He said, "We're just pretending, right?" And he talked about him having that thing about him going to see his wife, him taking off. And he said it didn't seem right about what happened. And he went back home. I went back to see him. He was in there and said his wife died 8 years ago. He had nowhere to go, so he took his family to his house for Thanksgiving, and then he was crying during that. So that was sweet, really sweet. And I cried too. I cried too, John. I cried too. So I want to thank everybody for being kind. I mean, the heck with the haters and stuff. People trying to troll. I thank the people for time for help running and help me out. And I hope you like this video, buddy. This review of I Like Me. Well, John Candy, I Like Me. Okay, they could call it I Like Me, John Candy story, whatever. It's still been good. I'm sure this would be I don't know how big people like John Candy, but I couldn't imagine no one wanted to see something about John Candy. Just like I couldn't imagine no one wanted to see that thing about Don Knotts, about his nephew hosting. And then it might have been I think I remember there. I didn't count the people there. There might have been 50 or 60 people there, maybe. And there was the one loose guy, Lou Baxter was there. You know, he was there. I shook his hand, and I talked to Bill Knotts about. I mean, the one thing he didn't mention was Pleasantville. And Pleasantville was a fantastic movie. Don Knotts had a great role in that too. People were surprised that because he wasn't doing movies and stuff that much. People were surprised he took that role. Can't remember. I saw Siskel and Ebert talk raving about the movie. That's why I wanted to see it. It didn't go to the box office. I think. I want to see what they said anything about Don Knotts being in the movie because he didn't. The Bill didn't mention that movie. He said he had good memories of it. He said it was his last movie though, but no one mentioned Pleasantville. I thought I'd at least mention it though. Let's see how Pleasantville did at the box office, and I'll probably wrap it up. Let's see, Pleasantville. Okay, hold on. Pleasantville reminded me of like the Truman Show. It was like one of those types of movies. And then John was married. Forgot to mention one of the guys from Meadville High School, the basketball player, had a role in that movie though. I couldn't remember all that crap. Why did you tell him that? I couldn't remember that. I really couldn't remember that. You know, Don Johnson's last movie. Really, it didn't do that good. It was $60 million. It made 49.8 million. I thought it did better. I'm shocked. That's a great movie, though. It's a wonderful movie. Wow, I'm shocked it underperformed. I really am. Don Knotts, great actor too. Yeah, he passed away. He did like 10 years later. He passed away in 2006 at age 81. But that was the last movie he did. But they were surprised he volunteered to be in the movie. You know, they said Ron Howard, the cousin of Don Knotts. Wow, I didn't know that. They didn't mention the one relative to the other actor, Bill Knotts and stuff, though. You know, but it's cool though, man. I know Miller was saying like his lead, Senator Carter. Oh wow, it's based on old. Oh man, I can I upload that? That's awesome. A cartoon you did a minute. Oh, that's wonderful. I love cartoon stuff. Based on old Camp Candy comic. That's wonderful. Yeah, I definitely want to see that. Um, yeah, like I said, I give John Candy, I Like Me. I thought it was called I Like Me, the John Candy show, but it's close enough. It's called John Candy, I Like Me. Um, I give it 10 out of 10. It's a fantastic film. You know, if you like John, I mean, there's not too many comedians like John Candy anymore, you know? Um, I was kind of surprised that Bruce's Millions wasn't mentored, like, or they could say what it was like to, or they talk about it, say what it was like to work with Richard Pryor. That would have been interesting, but no one said nothing about it in the movie. It's kind of weird. Or Rookie of the Year. And Rookie of the Year was a hit. So, I mean, I hope you like this review, everybody. Till next time, please take care of Allegiance. I want to check out. Oh, cool. Hold on. Let me take this down, the notification down. Oh, James Callen Comics? That's awesome. I love it. Oh, man, that's awesome. Instead of oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. I love it. Oh, man, is there like a Kim Candy? Oh, man, that's cool. I never knew that Camp Candy was a comic. I never knew Marvel did that, though. I remember the TV show. That's cool. That's wonderful. I love it. That's so cool, buddy. That's so fucking cool. I love it. That's so cool. Oh, wait, I had to delete that one. I had that up twice. Okay. I put that as a post, you know? That's so awesome, though. I kind of looked like Sluggo from Nancy Sluggo, kind of. Oh, it's cool how you changed my shirt, though. That's awesome. I sent it to Meredith, though, see what she thinks. That's so cool. I love it. I put that on the post sometime today, maybe, or maybe not, you know? I love Camp Candy, though. It was so cool. Yeah, I mean, I didn't know Marvel did a Camp Candy comic book. No idea. Let's see, it said right here, it said, wait, let me, a wild time in Camp Candy world. What you always wanted Camp to be. Geez, I didn't think we could fit onto my skateboard, John. We can't. Oh, no. That's awesome. I had no idea it was a comic book, though. They could have mentioned that was a comic book, too. I'm sure he got royalties for that. I assume he did, maybe not. I don't know. That's so cool. That's so fucking cool. Because I only had 6 issues. That's cool though. I like that. And it's still a comic book, you know. I heard I was gonna buy a Married with Children comic book. I didn't buy it while I was at Fort Bragg. I mean Fort Gordon. No, Fort D. I think I only bought one comic book when I was in the military. And my friend, the last 2 weeks I was in Fort Bragg, because I pretty much I was on like, my friend had a car and stuff, and we were like had major goof off time, and we stopped by this one. His one friend had a comic book shop. I remember buying the very first. A lot of the comic books I thought were too expensive. I was being cheap, right? And they had like the very first edition of the Toxic Avenger comic book for like $3. I remember buying that one. That's all I bought. I think that's the only comic book I bought while I was in the army. That's still cool though, man. Let me show you what. Oh, I'll show you what they look like though. Now I have it timed out. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see if it won't show up too much stuff. I share it. Okay. Let's see. Let's share this one. And there's two of them. Here's a John Candy comic. Okay. Okay, right here. Okay, right here. That's me right there. That's John Camp Candy. He still only had 6 issues. It's still cool that he did a version that was me right there. That's pretty awesome. I love it. Here's a John Candy one. You know, here's me right there. That's pretty awesome. I can show it to Azure. That's cool as hell. Sure, Azure will like it. I mean, Azure and Daria are pretty cool. You know, um, yeah, I'm so glad I got to be. Azure asked me if I want to do a live stream. I said, I want to do it on yours. That's okay. Said, just send me a photo and I'll make it badass. And then we did, and it was a good live stream. That was fun. Well, it should be. It's not like all hatred and stuff. Oh shit. Let me take that off. Sorry. Why didn't show anything bad on there? That's all right. I didn't show anything bad on there. Quest Nutrition, sorry. That's my Facebook page. I like if people are like, no one uses Facebook anymore. What's wrong with Facebook? That's how I talk to some of my family members. They use Facebook. Oh, no one uses Facebook anymore. I do. You too good for that? Snobs? You know? I remember my sister that. Wait, what did sister say? I said, I got to send these. I got 4 of these. Let's see. Let's see. Who would I forward it to? John. Let's see. John. Okay. John. Okay, John. Where's John at? John. I'm only dancing to be on. Dancing to be on. Where's that one I had with Melly on it? Still love Melly though. Melly's great. Oh shit! I hit the wrong button. What? Hit Melly. Okay. What DA break too? Okay, let's see. Okay. Okay, day break, and then I hit mine. I want to show Meredith too. Oh man! Oh, that was a bad one. That was a bad one. Okay, let's forward these ones right here at the bottom. I sent the Camp Candy one. I sent one with me on it. I sent one to Meredith too, so that'd be cool. Let's see, DA break. Okay. 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 I guess okay. I only sent it to like 5 people. It's kind of weird. Okay, let's go. Let's see, Willie. I don't want no emojis. Rita. Gotta read two of them. See, I don't know. Okay, this one here. Okay. I can't remember which Rita one is this one. I can't remember if it's. Let's go both Ritas. Let's see. Okay, let's see this one. Okay. Rita. Okay, I can't remember which one because Rita has a couple of Facebook accounts. I want to send her the two John Candy ones and then send her two of the James Callen ones. Okay. That might be Sweet. Oh, she might have changed her name to Sweet Rita. Okay. Well, that's okay. That's cool. So, I guess that's it, everybody. Oh, she told yeah, she did. Oh, I know she did. My mother then AMR started doing Kid Comic. How many? Do you know how many comics Married with Children did? Oh yeah, she started. She didn't get. Well, that was a shit show though, and she had no one to blame by herself. And then like, okay, I guess Conan called Black Eagle the N word. See, that word's not welcome here unless Richard says it or JB says it. That's a double standard right there, Dana. If Richard or JB says it's okay, but Conan can't say it to Black Eagle. I mean, Richard can call Black Eagle that. She doesn't care. See, that's a double standard right there. No double standard right there, you know? Yeah, I know. That was a real shit show that she'd be ashamed of herself. By now, oh, really? Oh, the Married with Children one? You mean the Married with Children comic book? I saw it. Yeah, I saw it on the shelf. I saw two things I should have bought. I remember seeing a Sports Illustrated with Lalo Zato saying he lied on it, when he said he really had cancer. He passed away. But he said he didn't have it. He lied. I should have bought that episode. I should have bought that, and I should have bought the Married with Children comic book. Was that the Married with Children comic book, Todd? Oh, she had to show. I'm sorry. I'm sure the comic book was pretty tame, though. I don't know. It's just weird, though. I know my grandmother, I remember Mr. Bill, right? And sometimes this is the magic of YouTube. Sometimes YouTube can be really cool and magical. This is the magic of YouTube right here. Check this out. My grandmother was really cheap, though. I mean, if it was like a dollar item or maybe on some slight chance of $2, right, it'd be okay. Or a little $1 over for tax, it's okay. I love Mr. Bill, and I saw it. I saw this only once at this department store. There was a Mr. Bill show. It's like a big book, hardcover book with pictures, like live color pictures in it, it had one of those plastic records in it, right? I said, Greg, can I get this? That Greg doesn't get it. It's silly. And she looked at it, it was $10. She said she put it back down. She wanted to get it, right? Years later, I forgot all about it. Years later, I found out. I saw they did a video. Someone did a video about it, and they played the record. And they did it right with the book. That's the power of YouTube, right there. You know. Or I remember, I'll never forget. My mother. I used to watch the Lucy Show all the time. I don't remember we ever having I Love Lucy, but they had the Lucy Show with Gail Gordon, who I was a huge fan of. Like 7:30 at night or 7:30 at night. It was on syndication. And we used to watch it and have a great time. All of a sudden I had to go to bed at 7:30. My dad and I was crying, said, "Why I have to go to bed? Why I have to go to bed? I love the Lucy Show was on. Why do I have to go to bed for? I didn't do anything wrong. Yeah, Mom wants you to go to bed because it was about horror movies. I was so mad. I didn't know about that 2 years later. I felt like I was being punished. I was crying. It's like, why do I have to go back? I like to lose you. I didn't do anything wrong. I know you didn't do it wrong, but your mother wants you to go to bed. What a bunch of crap that was. And years later, I found out that it was like based upon she talking about horror movies. And my mom was against me watching or loving horror movies all the time. You know. Oh, cool. Oh, that's awesome. I love it. Oh, that's awesome. James got fish. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's all. I love that too. It's through the comic books. Did I end the live stream? I don't know if I did. No, I did end it. Okay, okay, I didn't end it yet. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I ever caught a shark. Yeah, let me show that one too. I didn't end it yet. Now, let me show this one. Okay. Let's see. Share screen, Facebook. I downloaded that too. I got to put it on the post. They're really cool. Yeah. Hold on. Hold on. Yeah, James County Con, no crap, catch a shark. That's awesome. I love it. James Gone Fishing. That's wonderful. I download that one too. I wonder who this guy is. Jonesy42. Hey. Oh, I love Pink Panther. Oh, shit. I got to take that down. Sorry. Happy now. Oh, shit. I forgot to take it down. Oh, Sanjay Story. Oh, there's nothing bad on there. Okay. Fan the world with Mana Quest. All right, let's stop sharing. Okay. Nothing bad was shown on this. That's cool. I know they did. They did. They did. They played lead fraction. They did. I know they did. JB did. I know that. Hey Jonesy, how you doing? I got my potato chips. Wow. Oh, it's getting cold out. Let's see what the temp's gonna be today. Oh God, it's not gonna be really cold today. It's not gonna go up much either. We got 47. Oh shit, it's gonna be bad. Friday 50, 52, 54. Ooh. I get a little bit better. Ugh. It's all right. No, those heartwarming read about. Oh, they probably like the raise the family. Oh, actors refuse to voice characters on The Simpsons. Really? Let's see what actors refuse to do voice work on The Simpsons. That's weird, though. I thought that was because Johnny Carter came out of retirement to do a voice on The Simpsons. Oh, I guess. Oh. Uh. Oh. Well, George. Well. Oh. Oh, real life Sid would appear with Homer. Oh yeah, O.J. Simpson. Oh. I don't think they'd want him anyway. Clint Eastwood, Bruce Springsteen, uh, Tom Cruise. Oh, he could have voiced the singing hobo, Jim Carrey. Prince refused to let his vocal tell The Simpsons. Courtney Love missed out on meeting Homer Simpson. President who refused to visit Springfield. Itchy scratch for Tarantino. I guess he will do one. That's weird. Big league players, and then Shirley Temple turned down a very. Oh, I'm surprised. Shirley Temple was on Eric Andre, so that was weird, you know. So I guess that's it, everybody. I get that shit. I might end the live stream. I thought it was really cool the comic book things he did. My buddy Todd did. I thought he'd do. I'd gonna do a cartoon. That would have been cool. So let's see if anything else happened while I was gone. Miller might have done a video about. He might have done something. It's possible. Oh, Carrie did a video live stream right there. I didn't know about that. I would keep up there, but she's a quiet stream. I don't know if that means she'd be quiet during the stream or what. I don't know. Let's see. I gotta see if that was a really bad live stream last night that she did. I want to see if what's her face Randy and One would do a video. If I'm awake or if I'm around, I'm gonna see if I can go up there. Yeah, Jay took it in the back door. Oh, well, he always does. Hey, what's up, Jonesy? I think I might wrap it up. I'm gonna try it like 147, 47. Sounds weird, but I want to thank everybody who was commenting on here, like what Todd did for me. I did a live stream. Lisa Linda was on for a little bit, like 10 minutes. That was cool. Um, yeah, yeah. This was disappointing. Give Carl the heebie-jeebies. Yeah. Well, I mean, Carla wants to be like that's fine. Me, I never did shit to her. But I mean, I lost all respect for her and behaving stuff. They just want to fit in. They just want to fit in with all the gossip and all the drama. That's why when they came back, I think when they first came back as like a normal stream, and then they played Samara's phone call. I don't know if that was the first or second time they came back, and then they started doing all the drama shit. Yeah, like to be exactly. So, Camo filmed his best cigarette. Oh, that's cool. Well, I mean the one that everyone always talks about is Marlboro, and Marlboro is like super expensive, like maybe $15 a pack now. Oh, let me see how much. I'm gonna ask. Let me ask Copa how much is a pack of Marlboro Lights. How much is a pack of Marlboros? Is a pack of Marlboros? He might tell me. I don't know. I don't have no intention of smoking them. I'm just curious because those are I think the most expensive ones. And I have an army story about that too. Let's see. How much? I spelled much wrong. I put Mitch, but that's good enough. Oh, okay. Oh wow. Okay, they have a. Oh wow. Okay. If you're buying in Pennsylvania, expect to pay about $11.86 per pack, right? Now, a pack of Marlboros in the U.S. typically costs between $7 and $14, depending on the state. The national average is around $10.25 per pack, but prices vary widely due to local states and tax regulations. I guess Austin, Texas is like 9.41. Orlando, Florida is $9. Phoenix, Arizona is 11.75. Baltimore, Maryland is 12.50. Boston, Massachusetts, $13. Philadelphia, PA, $14. In Chicago, it's $17 in Chicago. I wonder where the hell it's $7 at. But 17 in Chicago though. Yeah. Wow. And then state excise taxes, like some states like Newark and Maryland add over $5 in taxes. Like Newark and Maryland add over $5 in tax per pack. And sales tax adds another layer of cost, but I mean there was always sales tax. Um And then it said convenience stores, gas stations, supermarkets, and all priced differently. Now I know, like people like go to India. I don't smoke though. Oh, oh wait. No, wait, said 1992. Wait a second, 1992. They're $10 a carton. I don't smoke either. I don't smoke either. Now the one thing I remember, I'll tell you one thing about as far as the military goes. We used to. I mean, if you went back to where the movie was, across from the movie theater, there were the MP barracks, right? And MP barracks would have their own chow hall. I should go. I should go there. Their chow hall more because they had like a TV there. It was pretty cool. I always felt weird going to MP barracks. So I went to the other barracks and stuff. There was another chow hall like for a little, like two buildings down or something like that. But in the back there was like like three vending machines, and they had cigarettes in them, and they were only $1.50 a pack. And that's where a lot of the guys would go down to get cigarettes. They'd go down to the vending machines, and they were only $1.50 a pack. They go and buy stuff there. Yeah, I don't smoke either. It's awful. Hi, Australia. I guess that's it. I'll wrap it up. So yeah, I don't smoke though. I don't. I don't. I'm not a smoker though, so that's cool. I try. I mean, I talked about Azure. I mean, I smoke pot, but not like tobacco. 'Cause I know Ozzy. I talked about this with Azure though, because he said like it's tough to quit. Then Ozzy said, who did like pretty much everything known to man, uh, said like nicotine was the toughest thing for him to ever quit. So that's saying something. Yeah, that's saying something. So I guess that's it, everybody. I'm going to go with 151, 151. Um, thank you, everybody who volunteered to chat with me. I appreciate not volunteer, but was on here to chat. It's awesome. Thank Todd for what he did. Till next time, everybody, please take care of leaders. Good night, everybody. Good night.